So one of the things I just caught my attention when you talked about growing up in an onion farm. Did you know back then, when you were a little kid, that one day you would be making an impact across the globe, or was this taken to you as a surprise? Because I've seen a lot of people, when you talk to them, they say, I didn't expect God to lift me in this regard. I didn't expect to go to this level. It was something like a surprise to me. But there are also those who say, no, I already saw this coming. I knew this was going to happen someday. So in your case, what was the right thing that happened?
Yeah, I would say for the most part, it was a surprise. I was very shy as a kid, but I had a heart for ministry really young. So I always knew that I was going to be involved in ministry in some capacity. But I thought my songwriting would be kind of a hobby. It would be like, I'm writing songs as a tool for ministry, but I didn't realize it was going to be the direction of my whole life, but yeah, God did give me vision as a young person for that. But to what extent, I didn't really know how it would all transpire, or how early it would transpire in my life. I was a senior in high school when I knew without a shadow of a doubt that my life was going in this direction. But before that, it was like, I don't know, we'll see.
Because, when you talk about your story, like you came from an onion farm, and when you look at my life, for example, my life was not in an onion farm, but my life was in, the systems that are set up here, right? Like the expectations laid upon you by family, you should be an engineer or a doctor. This is the system that's prevalent here in India. But for me, God put this dream and this vision in me that I'll make an impact across the globe through, and that's how the podcast Out of the Blue started blooming, and the way the impact is, it's amazing. So when people ask me, I'm like, I already saw this coming. I saw this in my spirit. I knew this was happening. So when I'm actually doing it, it's like, wow, this is what I actually dreamt of long time ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely can resonate with that a little bit. It's pretty cool when you sense God moving in your heart in a specific way. You don't know exactly how that will look, but then it happens and you're like, oh, that's what it was, It's cool.
That's amazing, because a lot of people today look at where they are in life, and then they just give up, thinking this is how their life is always going to be, right? Like they look at their past, they look at their background, they look at all the reasons why it's not going to work out, and they're going to say, oh my goodness, I cannot dream big. I don't have much to offer in this world. I don't think, maybe those dreams were just my, that's the way people put, right? Stop dreaming too much. It's not going to happen. You come from the wrong family, the wrong background. But yours is a classic example of from where you came from to where God has lifted you. Can you share some encouragement to such people, to tell them, hey, it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter if you don't come from a place of influence, or you don't have the enough support, but still God can do something beautiful that far exceeds your expectations.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, the important word of advice that I would give is just recognize where God has you, and be faithful with what He's given you, and trust that He has the long view in mind. He has the big picture of your life in his mind when He thinks of you. And so you don't have to worry about how you're going to get there, but you can trust that He will provide, because He is our provider. So it's just more focusing on remembering that God is faithful, and then taking the next right step in your life. Like where every single day of our life has many, many decisions to be made, and many opportunities to love people that are right next to us. And if we're overlooking those opportunities, then we might miss out on some of the bigger opportunities, where I feel like God uses all those little opportunities for us to love, to help form our hearts in the way that He would take us to do anything, whether that's big or small. No matter if I'm a singer in front of thousands of people, or I'm just a stay-at-home mom with my kids and investing in their lives, like those little acts of faith, of love and obedience to Christ, are the things that matter in the long run. And so I don't know, I want people to believe that God has a future for them, and not to get stuck in the routine, but also to remember that all those little things that you do matter just as much as the big things. So.
Yeah, I fully agree with you on that, because I was reminded of the story of Joseph in the Bible, right? His journey began when he went to deliver food to his brothers. That was something so insignificant, something just menial, but he was faithful in that little, and he ended up delivering food to nations of the world. What you start right now may seem insignificant, and you may think like, oh my goodness, what's so great about it? And we try to never put our best foot forward when you're just in that little. But God says, when you're faithful in that little, we have no idea where God can lift us, right? Because, and by the end of the day, when you look at your life, you're making an impact for the kingdom of God through that, right? Like Joseph didn't reach the palace to be on a vacation. He reached the palace to serve people. And that's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah. I believe God puts us in very specific places for specific reasons, and we don't always get to know the reasons why. But just trusting that He's a God of purpose and love, and He cares about what's going on in your life. So. Yeah.